All right, let's get right into it. We're about to tackle a core belief that most of us grew up with, this idea that hard work is the absolute key to getting wealthy. And you know what? We're going to completely dismantle it. Because what if I told you the entire game isn't about working hard at all, but just seeing the board differently?
Just let that one sink in for a second. This isn't just some catchy line. It's the fundamental difference between people who earn an income and people who build real wealth. We're constantly told to put in the hours, to sweat for every single pound. But the wealthiest people on this planet, they just don't play that game. So the real question is, what is it they know that we don't?
And this leads us to what you could call the great work lie. It's this deep-seated idea that your financial success is a direct result of how much physical effort you put in. Now, this myth is especially powerful here in the UK. I mean, we're almost culturally programmed to value a good, steady job above all else. But that very mindset, that's often the very thing keeping us stuck.
To really get this, we have to define our terms. So let's talk about sweat. Sweat is basically any effort that creates income by trading your time for money. Your salary, an hourly wage, even freelance work. It's all sweat. And here's the problem with sweat. It always has a hard ceiling. Look, there are only 24 hours in a day, right? And there's only one of you. You can't just work harder forever. It's a system with a built-in cap.
This idea connects right back to our cultural DNA. Here in the UK, we're taught that the end game is job security. Get the mortgage, lock in that steady pension. And look, that's not a character flaw, it's an inherited survival pattern. For our parents' or grandparents' generation, that was genuinely the best strategy. But in today's world, that obsession with security often comes at the direct expense of building real, scalable wealth.
So what this really presents us with are two totally different paths you can choose to walk. On one side, you've got the path of sweat, the one we've all been taught about. And on the other, you have the path of systems. This isn't just a small change in tactics, it's a completely different identity, and it leads to a radically different destination.
And here you can see those two identities side by side. On the left, you've got the survival thinker. They're all about sweat, earning more income just to stay afloat. Their financial life is just one emotional reaction after another. Stress when a bill comes in, a little bit of relief on payday. But the wealth architect, over on the right, they operate from a place of perspective. They don't just see individual bills, they see the entire system. They make cool, logical choices to build structures that generate wealth, whether they're physically working or not.
And for the survival thinker, life just feels like you're constantly putting out fires, doesn't it? The car breaks down, an unexpected bill lands on the doormat, it's always a crisis. And have you ever noticed that even when you get a pay raise, the money just kinda vanishes? That's because earning more sweat-based income doesn't fix a broken system. You're just running faster on the exact same hamster wheel.
So, what's the alternative? Well, this is where we need to introduce the architect's mindset. This is all about shifting from being just another player in the game to being the designer of the game itself. It's about stopping the work in your life and starting to work on the actual structure of your life.
You have to understand, this journey is about something so much bigger than just you. It's not about chasing a bigger salary to buy more stuff. The true goal of the architect is to fundamentally change the entire financial trajectory of the family line. You are here to be the one who finally breaks those inherited cycles of survival thinking.
Okay, so how do you actually do this? Well, here's the blueprint. Step 1, you have to remove emotion. Financial decisions need to become mathematical, not reactive. Step 2, stop looking at individual bills and start seeing the patterns, the actual flow of money in and out of your life. Third, and this is crucial, you design a system for allocation. This means you decide with cold, hard logic where every single pound is going to go before it even hits your account. And finally, you use that system to build structures that will outlast you. We're talking about your investment portfolio, a business that runs without you, intellectual property. These are the engines that keep working even when you're not.
And that brings us to a really critical realization. Wealth is not an accident. It doesn't just fall out of the sky into your lap. The person who breaks the cycle, the one who builds the first real wealth in a family, they do it through pure intentionality, discipline, and most importantly, through structure. They chose to be an architect.
Which, of course, brings this all back to you, right here, right now. The choices you make today about your financial structure, not just your income, are going to echo for the next decade and way beyond. The future isn't just something that happens to you. It's something you are actively building with every single choice you make.
So I want you to look into the 10-year mirror. Be honest with yourself. If you change absolutely nothing,
If you keep relying on Sweat and operate with the same financial habits you have right now, what does that future really look like? Will you just be stuck in the same cycle, only a decade older? Or will you be the architect who redesigned everything? That choice is yours.